Hi everybody, Bilingualism. Welcome back. It's still really cold here today. It's like -3. I know that there are so many countries in this world which are a lot colder, but me and my Southeast Asian ass cannot handle the cold weather, so I'm super cold all the time. I've got like 3 pairs of socks on today, and I'm also wearing my Ugg boots, right? So you can see I'm actually quite cold. The office is fully heated. Uh, and I'm also wearing like 4 layers underneath. I look really like I look a little bit chubby because I'm layering up so much. Anyway, I digress. I actually wanted to talk to you all today about how you can talk to yourself to improve your language skills. I know you heard it right. You heard it right. We're going to talk about self talk. Okay. So before I dive into how I use self talk as a language learner as well, let me show you or let me talk to you about some studies that have been done on self talk. Okay, so you don't have to take my word for it. You should know that this is a legitimate area of research. And there are people who have conducted research studies on self talk. Okay, so first one, in a study published in the Journal of Memory and Language, researchers found that people who practice self-talk had a better understanding of grammar rules and were able to recall vocabulary more easily. In another study published in the International Journal of Psychology, they found that self-talk improved the pronunciation of second language learners. Gosh, I don't know what's happening to me. I can't speak properly. So let me just have a oh, that's so much better. Okay, continuing on. Right. So these are all related. These two studies were related to actually language learners, right? Language learning. There's another study, okay, and this study was published in the Journal of Educational Psychology. And in this study, though, researchers found that participants who used self-talk reported higher levels of motivation and felt more confident in their language abilities. So I hope that you are kind of convinced now how self-talk can actually help you improve your language skills. It not only helps you with improving fluency, it also helps you with your motivation and becoming more confident in using that language. Okay, so now let's talk about how I used self-talk when I was starting out as a wee lass learning English language, right? Okay. So when I was younger, I grew up in Myanmar. All of you know that. And I didn't have a lot of opportunities to meet foreigners. It's a closed off country. It's an isolated country. And I had a lot of opportunities, though. I was really lucky because my parents were able to speak English. So I got a chance to talk to them all the time in English, and my grandparents, and of course, my sister as well. So those are one of the, positive reinforcements. But one of the things that I did on a daily basis was talking to myself. And I think I talked to myself so often that one time one of my friends asked me, "Why do you talk to yourself so much?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I love talking to myself. It helps me remember vocabulary. It also helps me uh, argue about some topic that I need to debate in my mind, and I can pretend that I'm one person and another person and debate this topic out." So that was my reaction to the question that my friend asked me. But anyway, I think that that is one of the a habitual one of the things that many language learners, successful language learners, did when they started out learning the language. I think you can find quite a lot of YouTube videos, and you can also obviously see research studies as well. So that was how I was like when I was younger. Now we're going to talk about how you can practice self-talk every day. How can you incorporate self-talk in your everyday life so that you are practicing English all the time, every time, whenever you are able to. Okay, so let me give you a few examples. Okay, so the first example, when you're getting ready in the morning, you can describe your actions out loud. For example, you could say something like, I'm brushing my teeth now, I'm applying makeup, I'm fixing my hair, I'm debating whether it is a good thing for me to shower or not because it's a really cold day. But on the other hand, I haven't washed my hair in 2 days, so I should probably have a shower. Right? So all of these internal dialogues, you're saying them out loud. And because of that, you're using a lot of language. Your brain is also retrieving the vocabulary easily. And you're also practicing grammar structures. So it's a win-win situation. So this is one way you can incorporate self-talk in your daily activities. Second example. When you're cooking or when you're doing household chores, you can talk through the steps that you're taking. For example, you can say, I'm cutting the vegetables, I'm mixing the ingredients, I'm putting the dishes in the sink, for example. So these are things that you can say. Now we're using a lot of present continuous tense here, but you can, switch it up a little bit. And you can narrate it as if you've already done these activities to practice the past tense, to practice using past forms, past grammatical forms. You can say, I cut the vegetables and I mixed the ingredients and I marinated the chicken and I left all of the dishes in the sink for someone else to wash. So this is you using this entirety of the task in a different grammar form. You can also use it to describe what you're going to do next. You can say, I'm going to get the vegetables from the fridge. I will mix the ingredients together. I will get all of these spices in a bowl ready for me to marinate the chicken or something like that, right? Okay, so the third example, when you're exercising, you can describe your movements and actions. For example, you can say, I'm jogging on the treadmill, I'm lifting weights, I'm stretching my legs, and you can plan it, you can describe it as you go, or you can go to the gym. While you're on the way to the gym, you can plan out your activity. Just like in the previous example, you can say, when I get to the gym, I'm going to go on the treadmill and spend about 30 minutes there running or sprinting, right? So you can use different vocabulary for different parts of the day. The next one is when you're reading or listening to something in the target language, you can summarize it in your own words out loud. This can help you understand main ideas. This can also help you practice using the language, the different grammatical forms, and also vocabulary, right? So after you watch a particularly sad romantic movie, and if you're feeling really sad, you can describe all of that feeling by talking about by recounting your reaction to the movie. I'm feeling so sad, or I feel so sad after watching The Notebook because they're in love and the old lady has already forgotten what their life is about, but she's still there, but he's still, all those things. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a little bit exhausted. I think I do remember The Notebook. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. She forgot something, right? No. Yes, she was having some sort of mental, I'd like to say that she's, suffering from something, but I don't remember. I can't recall. Anyway, so that's something that you can do. Okay, the last example is you can practice specific language skills by talking to yourself in the second person. Okay, so instead of saying, I'm going to the store, you can say you're going to the store. And this is something that I do quite a lot. I just basically become my own mother. I tell myself, okay, you're not going to the store without making a list. And when you get to the store, you're going to buy buy only the items that you've mentioned on the list, and you're not going to buy a big tub of ice cream. You're not going to buy a big thing of cake either. So this is something that you can do in order to practice English as well. All right. It is also really helpful to have a conversation with yourself, just like I mentioned before, a debate, right? You take on different roles in the conversation. You can be, for example, if you were practicing for the IELTS exam, you can be the examinee and the examiner taking different roles. Right. I think a lot of the TikTok people do that. They act as so many different characters. You can do that too in your daily life. You don't need TikTok for that. Okay, the next thing that you can do is you can also pretend that you're in a specific social setting, almost like a rehearsal to a situation that will happen, and you can practice by yourself. For a job interview, for example, you can be the person who's being interviewed, and you can also be the interviewer. Okay, so let's wrap this all up. Self-talk is a simple and effective way to improve your language skills. So don't be shy, give it a try, and see the improvements for yourself. Okay. I'm sorry for talking so much. The references that I used in this video will be in the description for the video as well, in the description box as well. So if you're interested, you can go ahead and search for them as well. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching this, and I will see all of you again very soon.